Hi, I'm Mark from Park Cameras and I'm here at Canon's headquarters in Reigate today to come and look at their latest addition to their DSLR range, the 7D Mark II. I'm joined here by David Parry from Canon, who's going to talk us through some of the new exciting features of this camera. David.
Hello there.
Hello.
Okay, so this is the new, as you said, the 7D Mark II. This is a replacement for the 7D that we currently have in our lineup. It has a number of key upgrades that will really be exciting for people if you shoot wildlife photography, if you do any sort of action sports photography. It's got some really, really great upgrades. Now, the first feature I'd like to talk about is the 10 frames a second. So it now runs at that speed. It'll actually do that for 31 RAW files and pretty much indefinitely if you're shooting JPEGs. The 10 frames a second is 14-bit, and it will also give you autofocus between those frames and also re-expose as well if needs be. So it's a very, very fast camera. Now, the second thing that I feel is really exciting on here is actually the autofocus system as well. It's now a 65-point all cross-type AF system, so a very, very sophisticated AF system. This will make it fantastic for tracking the fast-moving subjects and making sure that you get the clearest shots possible. Now, the AF system, it's sensitive down to 2.8. It's also sensitive at f8, so if you use this camera with things like 2x extender or 1.4x extender, you'll still regain autofocus, which is fantastic. It'll also be sensitive down to -3 EV as well, which basically means that you'll be able to use the autofocus under moonlight conditions, so very, very low light conditions. Now, inside here we've got a brand new sensor. It's a 20.2 million pixel sensor, which is actually the same as our 70D, but actually it's been redesigned because the micro lenses have been changed to make it more efficient. So it should give you better image quality, especially when you get into these low light conditions. The processors inside there, it's dual digit 6. You need 2 processors, and that's really to get the speed to make sure you get the information off the sensor and get the camera ready for the next shot. On your ISO, so before expansion, it'll go up to ISO 16000, which is a first for us. Yeah. We haven't got that sort of range. And when you go to expanded, it'll go to 51200. So very, very high very, very high ISO, great for those low light conditions.
I noticed I'm a 70 myself, and I noticed there's a new bulge that's appeared on the top of the camera. What's that?
Yeah, that's actually the built-in GPS. Oh, wow. So what we've done is we've included this inside this camera, and what this will actually do, it'll give you your lat and your long position, but also it'll actually give you your direction on the compass as well, so you actually know which way the camera was pointing when you're actually taking a picture. That's really great if you do sort of landscape photography and that kind of thing. And actually another feature we have on here, which is useful for that kind of photography, is we have an intervalometer. So if you enjoy doing time-lapse photography or something like that, you can set the camera up to take those multiple shots, which you can then put together into a short movie or capture that exact moment that you want in time.
So you won't need to have the intervalometer added onto the side?
Nope, it's all built in,
Wow.
and actually the GPS has the same functionality as our GP2 transmitter, which at the moment you buy separately, but as I said, it's included in this.
Yep.
Now, if you look at the design of the camera, it's actually very similar to the 7D. So if you've ever handled the 7D or most of our EOS for that matter, you can instantly pick it up and feel comfortable with it. Now, there is a new dial on here, which if we turn the camera around, is just here. We have a new dial, which is a little, well, it's a switch. It's a little switch here that you can actually customize to do different things. Right. The way I've been using it, or the way I've got it set up, is that if you flick that, you can actually very quickly change your ISO. So even with the camera up to your eye, you can very quickly change your shutter speed, your aperture, and then your ISO, by using that switch to actually change the settings on the camera. Now the viewfinder on here, it's a 100%. The eye point is 22mm. And also it's a 1x magnification, so it's a really, really lovely viewfinder to use, especially if you're using it over a long period of time or actually in poor lighting conditions. Now the movie functionality, I want to mention about that because that's something that's moved on a long way since the 7D was launched. Now out of the box you get uncompressed HDMI output, so you can actually connect it up to an external recorder or something like that. You also get 60p. Which helps if you're photographing something that's fast moving or something like that. You also get the silent control as well, which at the moment you only get on the 1 series. which gives you the ability to change your settings without picking up any sort of clicks through the audio. And also this camera's got a microphone socket, so it's got headphones and microphone socket as well.
Fantastic.
Now it also has inside it our dual pixel CMOS AF as well, which at the moment is only on the 70D. Now the difference with this one to what we have on any other cameras is that this one you can actually adjust the speed at which that AF works, which makes it really great if you want a more cinematic look when you're shooting using the autofocus during movie.
I noticed there's a new addition, it's an SD card.
That's right, yes. So it's dual card slot, so you've got SD and compact flash. This will make it really handy depending on what camera you use at the moment. So if you use the 7D, you can still use your compact flash cards in here. If you're used to using something like the 70D, which is obviously SD card, you can carry on using this as well, and you haven't got to buy a load of new cards. The battery's the same as well, so it's the LP6. Now we are doing a higher capacity battery that will come with this one. But you can use your current LP6s in here as well.
Excellent.
And the higher capacity one is compatible with the other cameras in our lineup as well.
Fantastic.
Now if you have a look at some of the sockets we have on the side here, as I mentioned earlier, it's got mic input. It also has a USB 3 terminal as well, which will make it very, very fast if you're looking to download or get your images off, or you're using the camera tethered for that matter. Now coming back to the sort of design and the feel of it, it's a magnesium alloy body, so full magnesium alloy. But actually the weatherproofing has been improved over the 7D. Now we like to think that the 7D, or the feedback we've had over the 7D, is that it is very, very tough. It's a strong camera and can deal with knocks and scrapes and that kind of thing. But the weatherproofing on this has actually been improved, so it should survive better in very wet conditions and this kind of thing.
Okay, well thank you very much, David, for showing us through this new camera. The camera is going to be available later this year. For availability and pre-ordering, you can pre-order it through our websites, www.parkcameras.com. I'm also going to be doing a blog entry, which will be on our blog shortly, which is blog.parkcameras.com. You can also come into either one of our stores in Burgess Hill or in central London. Thank you very much.
No problem.